All right, we're going to do a species profile on the Neolamprologus Cygnus. Now, this is a rare fish that lives in Africa in Lake Tanganyika, and it resides in the shorelines, the rocky shorelines of that lake. Now, I have two, and we're going to use these two to talk about this fish a little bit. And as you can see, I set the tank up with a lot of rocks. And the reason I did that because this fish can be quite territorial or moderately aggressive, especially towards its own kind, but generally are peaceful towards unrelated species. But they love the rocky shoreline and rocks for them to hide and dwell. Now, this fish is also a carnivore, so they need a high quality protein diet of high rich proteins for them to survive. And so I breed mine high quality pellets and brine shrimp and other high quality foods. Now, the social structure of this fish is different than other Neolamprologus species because a lot of them live in large colonies. But this one usually have a pair that it schools with. So it's best to keep in a pair of two like I have here, a male and a female. Now, the water parameters, I keep my tank here around 78 to 80 degrees, but you can keep them best around 75 to 80, and the pH is best around 7.8 through 9.0. Now, for breeding, they love to hide and breed in caves, and they generally produce between 2 to 5 fry per spawn. So they don't produce a lot of fry. But one thing you can't see in this tank is that, because of the tank being dim, is that the beautiful coloration, they usually have a tint of blue and that shimmers through, and on the top of their heads is more yellow colorations. Now, it kind of fades when they get older, but these still have it, and I love watching them when I have the lights on. But right now, they're still getting used to me because I newly purchased these fish. So they're hiding a lot when I come around. So they seem to come out as long as I have the light dimmed. But let's take some time to observe them. You can start to see their behavior when it comes to breeding, and they're starting to show these traits in their breeding behavior. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have fry within a week or two. But let's take time so we can observe them a little bit, and then I'll show you some of their fry. One more interesting thing I wanted to bring out. When I first introduced these fish to the tank, I noticed right away that the male was setting up his territory and his boundaries, and he was chasing the female around quite a bit. But then after around 2 weeks here now, the female seemed like she's more of the aggressor. And if you keep watching, you'll see her kind of shimmering around him, trying to entice him to breed, which I have not seen that between them before. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. So just observing these fish and seeing their breeding behavior has been very fascinating. All right, now we're going to take some time to look at their fry, what they've produced in the past. And this is one, I have two this size that I have in a separate tank than the smaller ones. But let's go over to the other tank here, and I have about six or seven in this tank. Now what I'm going to show you is once you put them in a bare tank like this, they have no territory, they get established, and they kind of, the color fades away from them a little bit. But look how they look now once I put them in an established tank. Look at the beautiful colorations that's popping through their heads. All that bright yellowish orange coloration and the blue shims through their body. And I'll try to adjust the camera for you guys to be able to see that. Just a striking looking fish. So I think I'm going to try to keep a couple of these as well, or raise them up so I can get another pair. And then probably let the other ones go to collectors as well. But I wanted you guys just to be able to see the beautiful coloration that these fish display. So I'm going to take time here observing these fish a little bit longer and getting to know the temperament and everything of this fish, and I'll report back and do more species spotlights on them. So thank you for watching.